believe I do. Let me backtrack and just say that if you'd asked me in 2008, 9, 10 how I felt about it, I would say that I was the Atlas of the Marvel Universe.
Robert Downey Jr.'s path from depths of addiction to the peaks of Hollywood celebrity is the perfect example of strength and independence in the face of hardship. How has his disobedience shaped his incredible rise, consistently exceeding exceptions set forth by society? After playing Iron Man for the last time in Avengers Endgame in 2019, actor Robert Downey Jr. has stepped back from the spotlight. He tried to start a new franchise with Dolittle after Marvel, but the movie's underwhelming box office performance took him away from acting. During his time at Marvel, Downey Jr. talked about his acting career and voiced anxieties about losing it in an insightful interview with the New York Times. Before the premiere of Oppenheimer, a film directed by Christopher Nolan in which he plays a supporting character, Robert Downey Jr. was open about the difficulties he faced playing Iron Man for more than 10 years. He said yes when asked if he had worried about his acting skills after taking on the role of the legendary superhero. Completely. Let's work those other muscles, but let's do it while leaving you empty of your usual go-to things. Nolan said, encouraging him to experiment with various acting skills. He admitted this. The fast-talking manner that Downey Jr. perfected while playing Tony Stark was being alluded to here. A fascinating look into the complicated details of Downey Jr.'s acting career and his attempts to go beyond his superhero identity can be found in his thoughts. Is Robert Downey Jr.'s shift towards a pursued approach a game-changer for Hollywood? The actor was also questioned on if Marvel had eaten Hollywood filmmaking and the effect the MCU has had on the business. If you're talking about the biggest films of all time, Gone with the Wind and the 10 Commandments out there, adjusted for inflation, he remarked, there were undoubtedly other movies released in those years that you and everybody would agree were a better picture of what cinema can be. Looking back on his early MCU days, Robert Downey Jr. acknowledged that growing up in a household that hated summer blockbusters meant he didn't have the luxury of thinking through the basic issues that shaped the industry. He embraced his artistic roots and remarked, "I'm happy that I regained my connection with a more purist approach to making movies." Additionally, RDJ disclosed that he no longer bases his professional decisions on money. The money prestige illusion, he claimed, vanished as soon as Iron Man turned into a smash hit, shattering all predictions. The highest paid movie star in the world during his MCU run made this disclosure, demonstrating his preference for true artistic talent over material gain. Following Oppenheimer, RDJ will play a number of parts in HBO's version of The Sympathizer, demonstrating his ongoing development as an actor. His thoughts provide a fascinating look into the fine line that exists between artistic integrity and box office success, leaving us curious about what he'll do next. Want to know how Robert Downey Jr. bounced back from rock bottom? Shockingly, RDJ received a sentence of 3 years in jail in 1999. His once promising acting career seemed set to fail as he drifted in and out of rehab, fighting drug addiction and several arrests. However, two powerful individuals enabled him to change his life. Susan, his wife, came first. She threatened to leave if he didn't get help for his drug and alcohol addiction. Susan showed Robert unfailing love and support during his years of healing, even though it wasn't easy. Director Jon Favreau was the second individual. Because of his problematic past, RDJ wasn't Marvel's first pick for Iron Man. Favreau hesitated at first, but he saw past Robert's shortcomings. Although Marvel required arguments, Favreau was determined and pushed for him to play the lead role. In the present day, Robert Downey Jr.'s films have brought in over $14 billion in revenue globally. Between 2016 and 2018, he was the highest paid actor, taking home more than $50 million a year. It's incredible what a committed director and a supportive spouse can accomplish for a career. Robert Downey Jr. received his first Academy Award this past weekend for his performance in Oppenheimer. In fact, Kevin Feige has stated that Robert Downey Jr.'s renowned tenure as Iron Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is finally over, and the character will not be coming back. We're going to preserve that moment and not revisit it. Feige stated in a Downey Jr. profile published in Vanity Fair, "We all worked very hard for many years to get to that, and we would never want to magically undo it in any way." So will Robert Downey Jr. return to the Iron Man role? The last time Downey Jr. played the superhero was in Avengers Endgame in 2019, which saw a heroic sacrifice mark the conclusion of Iron Man's tale. There won't be a Tony Stark rebirth for fans to cheer about. We'd already said tearful goodbyes on the last day of shooting. Director Joe Russo continued, "Everyone had emotionally moved on. We assured him that was the only time we would ever force him to do it." Downey Jr.'s last phrase as Iron Man was a difficult thing, according to co-director Anthony Russo. When he eventually returned, we were filming on the same stage where he had given his Tony Stark audition. Anthony stated that Tony Stark's final line was recorded just a few hundred feet away from his first audition, which secured him the part. Although Downey Jr. has been the MCU's mainstay, Kevin Feige had to battle to get him the Iron Man part. It simply boiled down to the Marvel board being concerned about placing all of their chips on somebody who infamously had those legal issues in the past for their upcoming films, Feige stated. I wasn't excellent at accepting no for an answer, and I still am not great at it. I don't beat my chest to get what I want though. I attempt to think of ways to explain to other people why we ought to go in a particular route. And that's when the notion for a screen test was generated. Ultimately, Downey Jr. was cast as Tony Stark, and he played the Marvel superhero in 10 MCU films, contributing significantly to the franchise's popularity. Eager to know how RDJ maintains his work-life balance? Interestingly, the well-known actor Robert Downey Jr., who has starred in successful movies like Sherlock Holmes and the Iron Man series, has a unique approach for keeping a good work-life balance. Downey Jr. and his wife Susan follow the 2-week rule to make sure they prioritize their relationship and family despite his demanding profession and busy schedule. They firmly stick to this rule, which states that they cannot go without visiting their family or each other for longer than 2 weeks, even if it requires them to rearrange their schedules or make compromises. Downey Jr. is aware of the value of spending time with his loved ones and the fact that his career is influenced by his interpersonal connections as much as his accomplishments in the workplace. By following this guideline, the pair makes sure that despite the pressure of their separate occupations, they continue to have a close relationship and make enduring memories together. Many find inspiration in Downey Jr.'s dedication to his family and his readiness to put them ahead of himself despite his enormous success and fame. He also serves as an example of the importance of setting priorities in life. Robert Downey Jr.'s hectic schedule is balanced out by Susan Downey's adaptable work-life policy, which fosters a positive family dynamic. Susan's behind-the-scenes work as a producer gives her greater flexibility to adjust to their family demands, while Robert's busy career keeps them stable. Her awareness of the compromises frequently needed in the showbiz is demonstrated by her empathy for couples navigating comparable difficulties in the entertainment industry. What roles does family play in Robert Downey Jr.'s life and success? The Downeys find happiness and contentment in their duties as parents to their children Exton and Avery, who together constitute a close-knit family based on love and support for one another, even beyond their professional interests. For Robert, his family is a fountain of deep significance and inspiration, providing him with a constructive outlet for his previous hardships as well as a source of inspiration for his ongoing success. What professional and personal lessons can we learn from Downey Jr.'s rejection of convention? Please leave your comments below. If you found this interesting, please like, share and subscribe for more engaging content and thought-provoking conversations. Until next time, goodbye.